Hi guys, it's Claire again. Today I'm going to be doing a cost of living video for you in New Zealand, and so I just want to I'm going to be basing it purely on doing the enrolled nursing. I came over as an enrolled nurse, so I'm going to be basing it on my experience. Okay, so an enrolled nurse can earn anything from $24.50 an hour. That is your basic salary. So basically you'll be earning $24.50 an hour or more, depending on your years of experience at the place that you will be going to. Every single year, or I think it's every 3 years, that goes up depending on how long you stay at your workplace. So you could be earning up to about $29 an hour as you go on as an enrolled nurse. Okay, so based on that, if you're earning $24.50 an hour and you're working your average 40-hour week, your salary will be around about 19 gross, 1980 about gross. That's if you work your 40-hour week. Sometimes you might work a bit less. They class 35 hours as full-time, and that's okay because you can still afford quite comfortably, you can quite afford things. I did as a single mom, so I can vouch for that. So here in New Zealand, you get paid weekly or fortnightly. You don't get paid monthly. So you will be budgeting, well, let's budget for fortnightly because that's what I get paid, and mostly people get paid that. Okay, so let's say you get paid $24.50 an hour and you're working your 40-hour week and you're getting your 1980 per fortnight. You'll be paying tax of 17.5% per annum. If you get up to the $48,000 a year, if you earn up to $48,000 a year, which it fits nicely into that bracket. So it'll be about 45, probably around about that, or just a bit over if you're working your 40-hour week. So you'll be paying 17.5%. So if your gross salary is 1980 per fortnight, you can come home, your take-home pay after deductions will be about 1730, 1750. So we'll work on that, and that's per fortnight. Okay, so let's say you've got that per fortnight. We're going to work on that one. Your average house price here in New Zealand for a rental would be about between $370 and over for a nice 3-bedroom. That's a comfortable 3-bedroom with a nice garden and a dog friendly. I've just been looking now on Trade Me, and there's a modern 3-bedroomed home, and it's got 2 bathrooms here in New Plymouth. Very nice area. $370 a week, and that's got a double garage in that. So I mean, if you budget for around maybe I would say 400, you'd still be fine. And saying that, you've also got to make sure that your house is insulated. That's very important. There is a new legislation which has come out that from July 2019, this year, all the homes have to be insulated. So whereas when I came over, the first house I stayed in was very cold, and in winter I would have to stay in the lounge. We would live mainly in the lounge in the evenings for that winter period with the gas heater on, which wasn't very comfortable. You want to avoid those high bills, those high electricity bills in winter, because that can really, I've learned from experience because my son came over and he stayed with me for a good 3 months over the winter period. So it was June, July, August, and my bill escalated beyond. It took me 4 months to pay off my electricity bill. So you've got to be very careful with your gas and electricity usage if you don't have insulation. If you do have insulation, then it's okay, because your house stays warmer and you just need to leave your heating on for a certain period of time. So it's very important when you're looking for a house to find something that is insulated. Very, very important. I can't stress that enough. Okay, so the very other thing that you want to remember after you've discovered your house, you've got your salary sorted out, you know what you're going to be earning. So let's just say that your house came to $380 per week, $390, $380. So then if you subtracted that from your budget, which was like the 1.7, and you would come to about $980. So you've got that to work with over your fortnight, and that will be your money for groceries. That'll be your money for your petrol, your electricity, and your maintenance, or whatever, your entertainment, or whatever you want. Just important to note that before you get residency here in New Zealand, you don't get any assistance from the government. So you won't be getting any family tax credits. So for me, it was quite tough because I came over as a single parent. Although saying that, I was still able to splurge on a few things, but I had to be very careful with my budget. So when you become a resident, like as soon as you're able to, once you get your work visa and you're able to apply for residency, let's say after the first year or whenever you can apply, depending on what your agent tells you, then you are able to apply for family tax credits, and that means per child you get a certain amount of money. So that really assists you with your budget. So it's really, really good. It assists you with your finances and that sort of thing. But before you get that, you've got to budget quite strictly as well. Petrol, I pay about $40 a fortnight, depending on how far you have to travel. So I just work in town and back, and my daughter I would have been taking her to school and back as well, or she'd be walking or catching the bus. But initially when I first came here, I was paying $80, and I was also on a tight budget because I worked out of town, and that was $80 a fortnight. So that was a little bit stressful. But saying that, we were also able to get takeaways whenever we wanted and that sort of thing. So really, just to get through that first sort of year or so, if you're a single mom coming over, is quite tough. But if there are two salaries, I mean, you don't have to worry at all. The grocery bill for me and my two younger children when I came over came to from about $200 a fortnight and up. I mean, really don't see you spending more than like $350 a fortnight if you've got two small kids and a husband. Things are very affordable here. You've just got to shop wisely. You can buy also in bulk. There's a shop called Pack and Save that you can buy quite, your meat in bulk and things like that. And the only thing that might cost a bit is like fruit and veggies that are out of season, like tomatoes could cost up to, in winter, tomatoes can come to about like, it's quite expensive, like $10 a kilogram, which, you want to like then maybe use tinned tomatoes. But I mean, that's like only out of, like maybe there's 3 months of the year when it's like that. So, I mean, if you can afford that, that's great. I mean, my first year I came here, I couldn't really afford that. Avocados at the moment, they are about $2.50 each, and those are nice to put in salads. But they go up to about $5 each out of season. So saying that, you've just got to, again, like, just don't buy the expensive stuff if you can't afford it, basically. Yeah, so in my next video, I want to actually write out a proper budget, and I want to actually include other things that you won't have thought of to put on your budget that you have to include when you live in New Zealand. And those are things that you would normally pay for in South Africa. So this is just basically covering, this video that we've just spoken about is just covering what you would get per fortnight as an enrolled nurse, at the very least, and your rental that you would pay. I mean, you can investigate yourself online. You can just investigate Harcourts, New Zealand, rentals, and obviously if you go to Auckland and that sort of, maybe Auckland, Tauranga, Wellington, the rentals might be a little bit more, the average rental, but New Plymouth's a beautiful city, and it's on the west coast, it's on the coast. Beautiful big mountain, lots of tourists year round, so it's a popular city, and that's the price of the average rental here for a 3-bed. Okay, so I'm going to be covering, so in this video I just covered what you get per fortnight, and also your average tax, and I also covered what you have to pay for a house to rent, as well as your average grocery bill. I'll go into more depth perhaps in the next video around that, and also I'm going to be including other payments that you wouldn't have thought of that you will need to pay when you come to New Zealand. Okay, cheers. Please subscribe to my videos and like the video if you can. Thank you very much. Bye.